and thank you for tuning in to the SPANNFLOWER channel today. I am SPANNFLOWER, and this is the SPANNFLOWER Report. Of course, I've been away from the channel for a couple of days, and I've missed you all very much. So I'm here back today to report on all the things that were going on while I was away from the channel. And so first up, I do want to say thank you all that took the time to listen to the last video on the channel titled Troubling Trend. So thank you all for those views and comments. But for right now, let's get to it. Let me get my glasses on. I can see you all better. All right. So I'm not going to belabor the introduction really long because we got a lot to get to. So, of course, I did. They had the evidentiary hearing in Fulton County, Georgia for Nathan Wade and Fani Willis. So it was highlights galore in that regard. So we're going to go over a couple of things that happened, okay? And this video is going to be titled Drama in Fulton County, okay? We're going to tell you who the leading role belonged to and who was the star of the show and just all the things that happened during Thursday and Friday's court appearance, okay? Now, as you all know, I've been following this issue with the Fulton County District Attorney, Fani Willis, and her love affair with Nathan Wade, the lead prosecutor, mind you, that's trying the Trump case. So let's just get to it. In this stirring drama, the leading role definitely goes to District Attorney Fani Willis. This is a starring role for her. She is the top person in that role. Next up, we have the leading male, Nathan Wade, who is the lead prosecutor in the Trump election interference case. He's the lead prosecutor, okay, and he's also Fani Willis's love interest. Not so much anymore, but during that time frame. Okay, next up, you have the protagonist, Ashley Merchant, the defense attorney for Mike Roman, who blasted and started this whole thing out. And Fani Willis she was so pissed when she took the stand, and she went right at Miss Merchant. But Miss Merchant is a true professional because she was not allow Fani Willis's tirade and temper tantrum get into the way of her asking the important questions that she needed to ask. Fani, you should have had her on your team. Anyway, next up, we have this. I'm not trying to make light of this, but I'm just trying to introduce the characters in the story, okay? Because this is like written like a novel, man. You could have scripted it better, So next up, you have Judge McAFEE, okay? He has to reside over this whole court case, the shenanigans, all of that. He has to do that, okay? So, well, I would say the Beset judge, okay? Let's just say that. Okay, next up, we got the cleaner, who is Trump's defense attorney. His name is Steven Sedow. He is the cleaner in this whole drama, okay? He comes in and does clean up duty after the lawyer's misfiring and whatever the case may be. So that's what we gonna call him. Then we have the embattled lead defense witness, who was Terrence Bradley. Oh my goodness, he got destroyed in the end, but okay. And then you also have another defense. Now, mind you, Bradley was a friend of Nathan Wade, and they had a law practice together. So let's just get the relationships, keep them straight. Also, next up, and lastly, you had a defense witness who was Fani Willis's good friend, Robin Yeardie. So, and then, of course, you have the fillers, who were the other lawyers and the people in the courtroom and all of the viewers that's watching this drama unfold. So, anyway, let's just get into exactly what happened. Now that we know the players and now we know their roles, let's just get on to it and just the facts. Okay, now, there was a court hearing, evidentiary hearing, to see if District Attorney Fani Willis and lead prosecutor Nathan Wade will be able to stay on the case that's convicting or that's prosecuting Donald Trump and his co-defendants for the election interference case in 2020. So, of course, this hearing was, it had highlights and everything, okay? And then I'm going to let you listen to a little bit of something, what was going on in the courtroom, and then we're going to talk about it. Okay, Ashley Merchant asked Ms. Robin Yeardie a direct question. Hey, listen, was Nathan and Fani having an affair before 2021? Or were they messing with each other before 2021? She said yes. This was on February the 15th. Early morning testimony. She said yes.
Yeardie, you have personal knowledge that Ms. Willis and Mr. Wade began their romantic relationship soon after this time that they met at the municipal court.
I'm going to object to that question. That certainly is a leading question. No foundation has been laid for how this witness would have personal knowledge of that. And until that's happened, the state objects.
Judge,
I think you can do a yes or no and then follow up with how she knows it.
Thank you. Do you know if Ms. Willis and Mr. Wade started dating in October of 2019?
I don't know if it was October of 2019.
Could it possibly be November of 2019?
Could possibly.
Okay. And when we spoke, you said it was shortly after the municipal court conference, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. So you know that their relationship, their personal relationship, began shortly after this municipal court conference?
Yes.
And when I say personal, romantic. I just want to make sure we don't get in an argument over what personal and romantic is later. When I ask you personal, do you take that to mean romantic?
Yes.
Okay. And do you understand it that their relationship began in 2019 and continued until the last time you spoke with her?
Yes.
And you were essentially her best friend during this time, right?
Not best friend, good friend.
Good friend. Okay, close friend. And so would you frequently socialize with her?
Yes.
And you saw her at work every day?
Yes.
So you had a chance to see them interact together on a personal level?
Yes.
And so from everything that you saw, heard, witnessed, it's your understanding that they were in a romantic relationship beginning in 2019?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Does she have a reason to lie now? I don't know. I'll let the clips speak for themselves. Because when Miss Fani Willis came in and she took over the courtroom actually, and I don't know if the dress was on backwards, so she had a tie in the front and a zipper. I don't know. She came up and that like gangbusters, like got on the bench and was like, and all of that bravado on the bench. So I'll let you take a look at that and let me know what you think.
Did you listen to any of the arguments?
I did hear the arguments this morning. It's ridiculous to me that you lied on Monday, and yet here we still are. And I did listen to that argument.
All right, so that was it, just the argument, no testimony.
Right, I listened to the argument this morning where Adam Abadi, I thought, did an excellent job pointing out how dishonest you were with the court on Monday. And I'm actually surprised that the hearing continued. But since it did, here I am.
Great. So let's just talk about what you did in preparation for today. Did you meet with Mr. Wade at all? Once the motion was filed, did you meet with Mr. Wade and talk to him about the motion that I filed to disqualify you?
On this first January motion?
Yes.
I don't know if you could say talked about. I probably had some choice words about some of the things that you said that were dishonest within this motion. So I don't know that it was a conversation. As you know, Mr. Wade is a Southern gentleman. Me, not so much.
Okay, but my question was, did you have a conversation with him?
I didn't have a substantive conversation.
You did not?
I read this motion, skimmed it more so, and I've probably said some choice things to him about some of the lies they were told.
Okay.
And then printed in the media because, we used to be in a day and time where you had 60 Minutes and people did stories and they verified information, and you had this great reporting. But it seems today that a lawyer writes a lie and then it's printed for all of the world to see.
Well, I just want to make sure that you answer the question I asked, though. So my question was...
I'm going to object. I've been asked and answered.
Overruled, Mr. Abadi.
I told you what happened. I read the motion. I am sure I told him what my opinion of it is. Something you didn't understand?
No, I just wanted to make sure that
Okay.
you did not have a meeting with him in the conference room to discuss the
All
motion.
right, next question,
No.
Ms. Merchant.
So in the conference room of my office within this week, you produced some financial document. That financial document was given to me, something, and I'm not even sure who was giving it to him by me or Mr. Abadi gave it to me. And I think he showed me a document in our conference room. But as far as a substantive conversation, I don't believe I've had any conversation with him that is substantive related to this.
Okay.
I have had conversations with him since you filed the motion, but they wouldn't be substantive to this. He sent me very nice sermons that have been done. And so we've had conversations about, did you listen to that sermon?
You all let me know what you think, okay? I guess, she came in there with her hot pink on and she was ready to go, But I mean, I had never seen anybody come into a courtroom, take over the courtroom, and then just act like she was the judge, the juror, the attorneys. I mean, it was FANI World and everybody else was just a part of it, okay? So, not only did she, number one, eviscerate Ashley Merchant, the defense attorney, she also went in on Wade, because in a lot of those videos of Wade, if you could see, he always got this little sly look on his face when he's looking at the other. Let me stop being messy, but Miss Fani Willis' feelings was hurt about that, or she was mad, feeling some kind of way about whatever happened, because they allegedly was supposed to have broken up sometime before the summer in 2023. So we'll see about that. Nextly, she made it clear, hey, look, I'm a woman. I don't need no man to take care of me. I got this. In no uncertain terms. Then she talked about Nathan Wade's medical issue I think that was against the law to talk about somebody's medical issue in the public. I mean, is that really? And then she proceeded to tell the defense attorney, Sadal, hey, listen, I'm not in the business of tearing down a black man or emasculating him. While emasculating him while she was making her statements. So she didn't know where she held cash. She didn't have any receipts. I mean, Nathan Wade, the same thing. They had cash. They didn't have any receipts. And Yeardie testified that they were involved before the time frame that they had given. So that was day one. Okay? So they ushered Miss Fani on out of the courtroom, and day two, February the 16th, she was not taking the stand, okay? So let's just get a little taste of what happened, because Fani's father came into the courtroom, and so we'll get a little snippet of what happened with his testimony, and we'll do that right now. So take a look.
The Fulton County, Georgia district attorney in charge of the prosecution of the former president did not testify today in her misconduct hearing. Fani Willis is accused of having an improper relationship with a colleague. Today it was her father's turn on the stand. Correspondent Steve Harrigan is in Atlanta tonight. Good evening, Steve.
Good evening. We thought we were going to see Fani Willis today. Everyone expected her. Instead, we got her father instead, who took the stand, and he explained why it was quite likely that his daughter would repay her boyfriend, Nathan Wade, in cash.
It's a black thing, okay? I was trained, and most black folks, they hide cash or they keep cash. And I was trained. You always keep some cash.
Fani Willis's father also backed her timeline that Nathan Wade became her boyfriend only after he was hired.
Did you ever meet Mr. Wade in the year 2019?
Absolutely not.
about in the year 2020?
Absolutely not.
Do you ever see Mr. Wade at Miss Willis's Fulton County house in the year 2021?
Never.
As for the defense's star witness, no bombshells there. It appears he couldn't even remember ever seeing Willis and Wade together socially.
Did Mr. Wade, prior to November 1st of 2021, ever talk to you about socializing with Miss Willis?
I can't recall.
The judge expects a decision anytime in 1 to 2 weeks. He could remove both of them for probable cause. Back to you, Shannon.
Now, let me just say this. I mean, as her father, he's doing what he can do to protect his daughter. I mean, the same thing my dad would do, the same thing any loving and caring father would do if they see they child going through some issues or see their daughter going through some issues. So I'm not gonna make a comment one way or the other on his testimony. He's just doing what he can do to get his daughter out of a rut. Okay. Now, after that, Bradley finally he came from the doctor or sir, wherever he was at. He finally made his appearance into the courtroom. Okay. So the defense asking him questions. Okay. And Ashley Merchant wanted to ask him flat out. When did you and Fani Willis? You have information of when Fani Willis and Nathan Wade's relationship began. Tell us. The state objected. And Bradley took the fifth and couldn't talk client confidentiality through the whole defense process. So Dow couldn't get any information out of him, really. Ashley Merchant couldn't get any information out of him, so it was dead. And then towards the end of the proceedings, this happened. Miss Anna Cross, who is the prosecuting attorney, and she's also representing the District of Fulton County while Fani Willis and Nathan Wade are on trial in Fulton County. Okay? So she stuck it to Terrence Bradley. She talked up all his business that was personal about him having this misconduct and all of that. It was I had never seen something so vicious. And then at the end, she said he lied. Okay? But he held his tongue thinking that he was trying to help the prosecution out because he didn't want to say all the things he had told Ashley Merchant, the defense attorney. And in the end, he got screwed. A loose lip sinks ships. And his ship has sank. But it was such a they went for the jugular. You would not want to be in Fulton County messing around with these prosecutors because they are cutthroat. They not playing around and they don't care. They gonna throw everybody under the bus that they can, and it's a shame. So you all let me know, what were your thoughts about the trial, about the hearing, okay? Fani Willis gave me that like gangbusters. Hey, look, I ain't got no receipts. I ain't messing with Nathan no more. And it ain't nobody business what my personal business is. And Ashley Merchant, you a liar. And y'all up in my business. And look, I run this, okay? That was pretty much what she was saying. Oh, and she keep cash in the house, okay? Know that. She keeps cash in the house. And she don't need no man to take care of her. So that's what I got from Fani Willis, okay? Now, Nathan Wade, sweating bullets, lying through his teeth. I'm not going to say that in public opinion. I'm just going to recap justify. So I'm just going to recap what happened during the case. Okay? He tried to walk that tightrope, sweating bullets. He don't carry cash. He don't have receipts. He got statements. He ain't, Fani gave him cash, he threw his wife under the bus, talking about she had an affair, and they was going to get divorced in 2015, and they just decided to stay together for the kids, so he didn't consider himself married, so the first opportunity that he got to get that bag from Fani, on November the 1st, November the 2nd, he was divorced. Imagine their kids were teenagers when this happened, so 2015 to 2024. That's a full 9 years later. Come on, baby. Okay? So we got to be, anyway. So you all post your comments in the comment section. Let me know, what did you think was interesting. The one thing that I did notice in that is that Fani Willis said her father did not want to move to the new location because of COVID. The father talked about COVID, but he never mentioned that as one of the reasons why he wanted to move to the new location. So I did notice that, okay? And Fanny said that was the main reason. The father never said that. He just talked about COVID and in general that he knew COVID was around before, 2020. So anyway, all right. So you let me know what you think about that. Public opinion section. We got a new cast of characters for the public opinion section. And that one main ingredient in this is Fani Willis. She don't mind throw brothers, sisters, or whomever under the bus. Okay, first, in her court filing, she threw Jocelyn Wade under the bus and said Jocelyn Wade had an affair. That is why, one of the reasons why her and Nathan Wade were getting a divorce. Which, how do you know that, Fanny? So she checked off Jocelyn Wade. And she checked off Nathan Wade. Said the man had a medical issue, so it was impossible for them to do whatever they needed to do. And that she got options. Okay. Then Terrence Bradley, who he got excoriated on the stand. Then her friend or ex-friend Robin Yeardie, she was saying, oh, she ain't a friend of mine no more. And then, so I mean, like, all these cast of characters, and then the whistleblower. The whistleblower came to her and told her that things were going on in the office that was not kosher, and she ended up getting fired. So all these black people that are being destroyed, at for the saving of Fani Willis is incredible. And people are saying, yeah, she stepped up in there and checked this and checked that, but I felt it just outrageous that she was talking about Nathan Wade like wine and I like Grey Goose or whatever, and the man's still married. There is no kind of differentiation. I mean, like, I know people move on with their lives and they do what they want to do, but man, you are a prosecuting attorney, man. You have aspirations, man, and it wasn't a good look for you. I mean, and I think that she's smart and all that, and she was doing what she needed to do to play to her constituency, but she threw a lot of people under the bus. And then running to the black church, so I don't know, there's a credibility issue there. And then you carrying cash, and then you can't, it just reeks, man. It just really reeks. Did she throw these people under the bus? I mean, like, is she just all for Fanny and will cutthroat you to death if you step in her way? Because it was definitely the Fanny show on display on this first day of the trial. But the second day, not so much, but still a lot of people got crushed. So you all let me know what you think about that. Now, lastly, and which would you prefer? I wanted to talk about Jocelyn Wade. Because she must have really loved and cared about Nathan Wade a lot. Because when we haven't heard from her, even though he threw her under the bus and said that they divorced was because, they were just staying together for the kids because she cheated and all of this and all that. That woman has not opened up her mouth and uttered one word against this man. She even closed the divorce hearing so that he would not so that it wouldn't go any further after she saw that he might be in some real trouble. She dismissed it. She didn't have to. She could have made a really spectacle of herself and said all kind of things about Fani Willis. She has not opened her mouth and said a word. Classy. Sometimes it's just cheaper to keep her. That woman could come out and say anything she wanted to say, and it wouldn't be a damn thing that Nathan or Fanny could do about it. But she has kept her powder dry through this whole situation and has not opened up her mouth to take an interview, to give an interview, to criticize Fanny, to criticize Nathan. She handled her business like she's supposed to. And that's why she was the wife for 25 years. And I guess Fani just decided, no, you all let me know. Which one of these ladies would you prefer? Jocelyn Wade or Fani Willis?